morning, esteemed guests. Today I want to speak about something both urgent and inspiring, encouraging women and girls to step into the field of mediation and the challenges we face along the way. Mediation is at its core about dialogue and understanding and resolution. It's about bringing people together even when they feel worlds apart. It's about listening, not just to respond, but to truly understand. The very skills that define effective mediation, empathy, communication, and emotional intelligence are skills that women have long demonstrated, often without recognition. Yet despite this, women remain underrepresented in mediation, especially at higher levels. Globally, women make up only a small proportion of mediators and negotiators in formal peace processes. In 2022, women represented just 16% of negotiators in UN-led or co-led peace processes, which is a decline from 23% in 2020. In several major conflicts, women were not included in negotiation teams at all. Out of 18 peace agreements reached that year, only one had a woman signatory. And yet, the evidence clearly shows that this is a missed opportunity. When women are involved in peace processes, outcomes improve significantly. Their participation increases the probability of peace agreement lasting at least 2 years by 20% and lasting 50 years or more by 35%. More broadly, research shows that countries with higher levels of gender equality are less likely to experience violent conflict in the first place. They are also less likely to rely on military force to resolve disputes. In contrast, countries with wider gender gaps are more likely to be involved in both internal and international conflicts. In other words, including women is not just fair, it is essential for peace and stability. This understanding led to a major global commitment in 2000 when the United Nations adopted Security Council Resolution 1325 calling for increased representation of women at all levels of decision making in conflict prevention, management, and resolution. And while there has been some progress, it is still not enough. Women now make up around 43% of UN mediation support teams, up from 30% in 2019. Even within peace agreements themselves, only about one-third include the provisions that address the need for women and girls. Therefore, despite decades of effort, we are still far from achieving the United Nations goal for equal and meaningful participation of women in peace processes by 2030. So the question is, why does this gap still exist? The challenges begin early. For many girls, confidence is shaped by the environment they grow up in. In classrooms, boys are often encouraged to speak more assertively, while girls may be praised for being cooperative or quiet. Over time, this can affect how girls see their role in conflict, whether they lead discussions or step back from them. But mediation requires confidence, not dominance, but the confidence to guide difficult conversations and hold space for others. As girls grow into women, the barriers become more structural. There is the challenge of visibility. Mediation is a field built on networks, who you know, who you trust, who refers you. These networks have historically been male-dominated, making it harder for women to access high-profile opportunities. Women mediators also often face a double standard. If we are calm and empathetic, we may be seen as too soft, And if we are assertive, we may be judged as too aggressive. This constant balancing act makes it harder for women to establish authority and credibility. Then there are also structural realities. Women are more likely to experience career interruptions due to caregiving responsibilities. In a profession where reputation is built over time, these interruptions can limit opportunities and slow career progression. And despite all of this, women are not just participating in mediation, we are transforming it. Women often bring more inclusive approaches to conflict resolution. We emphasize collaboration over competition, long-term relationships over short-term wins, and dialogue over division. These are essential skills because mediation is not about winning, it is about resolving. So how do we encourage more women and girls to enter and thrive in this field? First, we start with education. We must introduce mediation to girls early through school, workshops, and leadership programs such as this. When girls learn their voices can resolve conflict, they begin to see themselves as leaders. Secondly, mentorship is critical. When young women see other women succeeding in mediation, it reshapes what they believe is possible. Representation builds confidence and confidence builds careers. Additionally, we must address structural barriers. Institutions must actively create opportunities for women through inclusive networks, fair case allocation, and flexible working environments that reflect real-life responsibilities. Moreover, we must change the narrative. We need to stop dismissing communication and empathy as a core skill and start recognizing them as powerful tools for resolving conflict. And finally, we must empower women themselves. To every girl who has ever been told to stay quiet, to every woman who has ever doubted whether she belongs in the room, this field needs you. Because mediation is not just about resolving disputes, it is about building bridges, restoring relationships, and creating understanding in a divided world. And the evidence is clear. When women are included, peace is stronger, agreements last longer, and societies become more stable. So encouraging women and girls in mediation is not just about equality, it is about building a better, more peaceful future for everyone. Let us commit today to breaking barriers, opening doors, and amplifying voices. Let us ensure that the next generation of mediators reflect the diversity of the world they serve. And let us move towards a future where women are not the exception in mediation, but the norm. Thank you so much.